Boker Tov, everyone. Good morning. Chazak for making the minyan. It's actually a historic morning, as with today's halachot, we complete the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch Yalkut Yosef, the 2 volumes. I wrote in the bulletin as a milestone, 1,000 pages. I mentioned basically most of them. We skipped the only thing was we did not learn the Halachot of Avelut. We should not learn those. You should learn only when you're Tznogeah. And I was looking back to see how many. I probably assume it's been maybe 5-6 years like that I made a conscious effort. We've been doing halachot since day one that I got to Magen David, but a conscious effort of starting from the beginning and going. And of course, anytime we had holidays, we pause and we talked about the holidays. We'll still do that going forward, and we'll still have the halachot going forward. So first of all, Chazaku Baruch, and it's a big accomplishment, and very happy about it. And the second thing is, so starting tomorrow, I was thinking, okay, what's the next? I was thinking maybe going from the Shulchan Aruch and going slowly. But no, so we got to do halachot every day, and then there's the other shiva, right? So to make it out to stare, we'll see what's next after that. But for the halachot, I was thinking, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through Bezrat Hashem, Rabbi Shalom Asas's Farim, Shem Mishum again. So he's a 4-volume set of his teshuvot, questions that were asked to him and his answers. But I want to start with the 4th volume, because the 4th volume is his most recent one, and he passed away many years ago, maybe how many years ago, 20 years ago or so, 22 years ago. And but his 4th volume was his most recent that was put out, a little bit more concise teshuvot as well. And of course, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to paraphrase them, kind of like with the Mansur style. And it's going to probably also start at the beginning of Shulchan Aruch, so it's going to start with Tefillah and a few different interesting questions that come up, and it'll probably definitely be with a Moroccan Minhagim twist in there as well, and hopefully we'll have an enjoyable learning, Bezrat Hashem. So the last halachot that's brought down in the Yalkut Yosef talks about damages, and number one is, if let's say you know someone that could damage someone else, and he's not listening to you, but he says, I don't care, I'm going to damage whatever. Let's say he's a drunk driver, he wants to go into his car, and so you're allowed to get involved and tell people, hey, don't let him drive, he's drunk, whatever. Or an example he gives is, let's say a person has epilepsy, and he's going for his driving test, and you tell him, look, you could fall, you could faint in the middle of your driving. Maybe it's not safe for you. Did you speak to your doctor? I don't care about doctors. I'm going to go ahead with it. You're allowed to report to the driving instructor, whatever it is, to let them know, because they're a hazard to society. And the last thing, interesting, is that this is the last halacha, is that it's asur, of course, that we spoke about hitting your parents, asur to hit someone else, asur mido, right, to hit a person, and it's even asur to hit a child, unless it's your own child and it's for constructive purposes. So maybe the last halachah might get me in trouble here. But so here he talks about hitting your children, and he says definitely number one, you cannot hit out of anger. I remember once speaking to someone in Israel, and while we were talking, he was an older person, like a Talmid Chacham, tzaddik person, and while talking, he said, "Oh, I owe my son a hit." I said, what do you mean you owe your son? Like, usually it's in the moment, like you do something, find out, you give a little. So he says, no, I have a rule. Anytime I find out this and that, whenever I tell him, you know what, this is deserving of a hit, he waits 24 hours, and then he gives his son a thing. So he doesn't do it out of anger. Unbelievable. Rav Ovadia, so Yalkut Yosef quotes Rav Ovadia, so the only place a person is allowed to hit is from the bum and legs, there, and not anywhere above on the body, because chas v'shalom could cause damage, permanent damage. Also, be careful in general when hitting kids, because it could cause them to rebel. And certainly if you have older children, it could be putting a stumbling block in front of someone, because if you hit an older child, they might hit you back. And then you're causing your child to hit a parent, which is very bad. He also writes that if you hit your kid who's under 6 years old, then that's you're very at fault. You can't do that, because they're babies, and you have to find a way in general, a different way to be mechanech, a different way to teach your child to wean off of hitting in general, and to find a way to speak to them, a way to have different punishments and reward system, different systems to teach them properly. Okay, with that we conclude the Yaakov Yosef Chazak Baruch, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be starting with Rabbi Shalom Asas, Shem Shem Laken Chelek Dalid. Minchat tonight at 5:45. Gemara Shur tonight at 8:30. Have a good day, everyone. Time to the video.